This effect uses a combination of inner glow, outer glow, and multiple strokes. Let's just break this down. So the outer glow looks like this. It has a noise gradient applied to the outer glow. The inner glow looks like this. It has a 20-step gradient applied as the inner glow. And then we have 4 different widths of stroke. And when all applied together, that's the result that we get. Now I could save this as an effect and apply it with a single click. But let's see how we can create this from scratch. Starting out with the outer glow. The default blending mode for inner and outer glow is screen, which is a lightning blending mode, but since we're on a dark background, that's not going to work, so I'm going to change the blending mode to normal. Now, rather than apply the outer glow as a solid color, I'm going to apply it as a gradient. And the gradient type that I'm after is not a solid gradient, but a noise gradient, and this is the one that I'm going to use. Let's just move the layer style dialog box over to the right so that we can see our result. I want to increase the opacity of this, and then I'm also going to increase the spread to 13% and the size to 53 pixels. Next, I will apply an inner glow. And just as we did with the outer glow, we will apply the inner glow as a gradient. And the gradient that I want is going to be based on one of the metals gradients. So I'm going to come and load a gradient group called metals. I will append this, and I'll start out with the gold gradient. Now I actually want more steps than we have here, so I need to adjust this, and I want each of these gradient stops to be 5% away from each other. So I'm going to change that to 5%, and the next one will be 10%, and then to copy a gradient stop, I'll hold down the Alt key as I drag away from it, and that's going to be 15, and this will be 20. You get the idea. So I'm going to give this gradient a name, click the New button, click OK to use that gradient as my inner glow. Now I need to make some modifications here. The opacity is going to need to come down to 75, and the noise currently at 100% because that was the last amount that I used, but in this case I want that down to 0, and I need this source to be the edge as opposed to the center, and I need the technique to be precise as opposed to softer. Now I'll increase the size to 68 pixels, and now we get the striping effect that we're after. Now to add the strokes. Just to clear up my layer style panel before I do this, I'm going to delete the hidden effects, and then I will choose stroke. All of my strokes will be added to the outside of the letter shapes, and the first stroke is going to be 20 pixels in weight. Its color will be 241, 153, 70. Blend mode of normal, opacity of 100%. I'm now going to click on the plus to add a second stroke that will be added above the first. I want to change its weight to 15 pixels and its color to 240, 198, 73. I'll add another, and you can see that I'm just going in descending weight. This is going to be 10 pixels, its color 179, 67, 43. And then one more, and this will use the same color as the first color stroke, 241, 153, 70. So there's our finished result. Combination of inner glow, outer glow, and multiple strokes, all of which remains completely editable.